Graham, good to be speaking with you. Firstly, and as importantly as anything, how have you been keeping in these extraordinary times?
It's been different. It's been unique. It's been different. I've never experienced that before, nor have a lot of people. So it's been difficult. Confined to barracks, isolation, staying indoors. But it's necessary, it's needed, and obviously we obey the instructions and the rules that have been put in place, and they've been put in place for a reason. And fingers crossed it won't be too long, and we'll all come through the other side and in a fit and healthy state.
So what's been the order of business for both you and the players since you went into self-isolation 10 days ago?
Well, we've basically, it's pretty similar to most football clubs. You will give your players the weights, the body fats before they leave, come back no greater than when you left. Make sure you maintain your standards. They've all got self-programs, daily programs that they have to complete. They obviously have to forward the information to us, the timings, the distances, and vice versa, whatever. But yeah, it's still been busy, by the way. It's still been busy. The lads are firing through things. We're just trying to log it all. We're trying to put it in some sort of chronological order, make perfect sense of it, and we have to give them feedback on it. So it's been busy, but the players have been ultimate professionals. To be fair, each and every one of them has got a team leader. We broke them up into fours and into fives, into groups. And they feed back to their team leader, obviously the member of staff, and we as members of staff collate it all, obviously from a distance. But it's been interesting. It's been busy. It's been hectic. But there is days then when there's nothing going on that it's kind of a little bit you miss the activity and the general day-to-day grass-based sessions.
Just to put a bit of flesh on the bones, what exactly are you asking them to do during this period?
Naturally maintain. I don't think they'll get any fitter. I don't think their fitness levels will increase, but I just want them to maintain the levels that they've got to. I want them to maintain their standards. I want them to maintain their body fats, their weights, exactly where we got them. We got them into a really good place. And it's basically asking them to be good professional footballers, looking after themselves, their health first and foremost, but obviously their bodies then after that. We're asking them to come back whenever the time comes to come back. We're asking them to come back ready, fit, and able to go. Probably have to do a mini pre-season, I would guess, when they come back. But each day they're set out to put some meat on the bones, as you say. Each day they get set out a 5 to 6 kilometre workload. Some days they may get 8 kilometres, and other days they might get a 10 kilometre workload. So they're the 3 parameters that we use. Some of them we look to get high speed running into, others we look to get distance into. We ask them to do various exercises, i.e. bounding, i.e. sprints, i.e. long distance running, shorter running. So there's lots and lots of variables depending on the player, and it's an individual training program that we build and we put together for them. Just getting their feedback, the timings on it, just comparing where they should be, where they are. It looks very positive at this moment in time, but like I say, irrespective of what you do now, you can't prepare yourself for games, and you can't prepare yourself for training sessions where you have physical contact, and when you get the balls out, it's a totally different fitness base. It's a totally different foundation.
So just how regular is the contact between you and the player?
Well, I spoke to every player. I've spoke to every player since we've been in isolation. I spoke to each and every one of them individually. The daily, I have a group of 5 players, and the assistant manager has, and Jenna has. So we've all got the goalkeeping coach has one, Beth, the strength conditioning. We all got 5, 6 players in that group, and you contact them all the time, regular. Sometimes you have to give them a little nudge, a little size 9 up the backside from a distance via text, and say, I've not received the information in your session today. So you just have to stay on top of them. You have to trust that they are professionals, and it is regular, really. To be honest, it's probably once a day minimum, twice a day in some cases. So in fairness, I'm actually getting to know the players a little bit more now. I'm probably spending more time with them now than we're walking away than when I did when we were there, to be fair. But it's interesting. It's a different way of doing it, and it's trial and error. It's an education for ourselves, because I've never, I dare say, a lot of other people have never been through anything like this. So it's interesting. It's very interesting, to be fair. But I use that word again, trust. I'm trusting the players to maintain their standards and to come back in reasonable shape.
Now, all of this really, in the grand scheme of things, is secondary. It's not really important, is it? But still, I'd still like to ask you about football. What exactly are you planning for, Graham? Are you actually planning for the season to resume at some point?
To be fair, it's a good question. It's a really good question. I would have to, and I'm of the opinion, life and health is paramount. And I don't want to sound as if it's a non-caring about football attitude, because I love the game. I don't really care whether the season starts back again, because I've been told, obviously reading the news is informing us 200 people have perished, 200 people have died, and that number is going to grow. So our thoughts and our energy should be into making sure we're all fit and healthy and we can go back into football, making sure we contain this virus and making sure we back up and help the NHS, because I know the people on the front line are stretched. So really, I don't want to be I don't want to be selfish and start talking about football and talking about what's around the corner, when we'll start back and things like that. I can't wait to get back, don't get me wrong, but our thought process at this moment in time has to be with the people who are on the front line, the people who are fighting this virus, the people who are helping this country try and get back on its feet, try and contain this and try and get back on its feet. So really, I think you hit the nail on the head there. When you're talking about life and death here, you're talking about 200 people have passed away already, which is hard hitting. So putting dates on things and looking to football when we start back. I hear all this, shall the season be null and void? Yes, the season should be null and void, because there is far more important things in life than putting dates on when we come back. We come back when we come back. The season, if it carries on, it carries on when we come back. But let's put all our time and our energies into what is going on at this moment in time and making sure we have as minimal damage or as minimal deaths as possible, because it doesn't sound too healthy. And I'm looking across Europe and Spain and Italy and things like that. And I just hope those type of catastrophes don't hit us. I just hope we're sensible enough in this country to maybe stay on top of it, to heed the warnings, to heed the information that's been given, and stave off that massive amounts of death.
You've said some really poignant and interesting things there, Graham. In summary, what is your message not only to the Mansfield Town supporters, but to the community of Mansfield and perhaps further afield?
Let's take the information, the messages, and let's pay heed to what the Prime Minister has been saying: staying off the streets, mass gatherings, stay indoors. It is a hardship, but let's be honest. It is for the best. It's for the good of us all, and it's for the good of not only the community or next to kin. It's for the good of the country. There is a reason behind why we are being told, why the information they are given. There is a reason behind, a valid reason behind everything he's saying and doing. And I think he's led us really, really well. He's had a barrel load of problems since he's come in, i.e. the Brexit and now the Corona, and he's stood up to the plate and he's given us information. So let's heed the information. Let's stay safe. Let's self-isolate, and hopefully we can come through the other side of it. And when football resumes and when football becomes important again, we can take up that bat and we can put our scarf and our hat and our jerseys on again and go out and cheer for our football team. But at this current moment in time and for the foreseeable future, it's about people's health, it's about people's longevity, and we want as many people to avoid this virus as possible. Therefore, you have to, and you must take heed to what we're being told and the information, and hopefully it'll only be a short-term pain for a long-term gain. I keep saying that. I say that in football terms as well all season. And a couple of weeks of isolation is not hardship when you look at some of the devastation that's going on across Europe.